Hi everyone, it's Beth, and this is kind of exciting because I am filming this from the inside of Village Yoga and Wellness in the studio. So this is actually going to be the very first time I do any real yoga here. So I'm excited. The room's still kind of unfinished, so if you're looking super closely, you might be able to see that there's some finishing work that needs to be done. Let's just ignore that part of it and get into the yoga. So this class is going to be about dislodging the sludge that kind of sinks and settles into our minds, our bones, our muscles, our breath when these bizarro times are happening and there's very little to do, and then it's snowing at the end of April, and some of us, I wasn't, but some of you were supposed to be on a beach on some vacation, or at the very least able to, go to the Grange and have a cocktail or whatever. This was inspired by my looking at my teenagers and kind of all day trying to figure out how I can crowbar them into something that resembles productivity, or if not productivity, at least looking alive. So this practice is going to be a heart lifter. I'm not going to do it with any props because we're going to be moving a little bit quicker. If you want to have something like a block with you to help modify your poses, that's great. If you don't have a block, stack of books, Tupperware, something like that that brings the ground up to you is good. The other thing I wanted to mention is those of you who take my classes know that I'm a very music-heavy teacher. I really like having my music with me. I've made like 3 videos that have been booted off of YouTube for copyright things, so I'm gonna do this one with no music. So let's see if it affects the general quality of my teaching, because sometimes I feel like it's a co-teacher, the Led Zeppelin or the Queen or whatever, the Beyonce or whatever I'm playing that day. Anyway, okay, so it's a heart rising class. We're going to try to get our maybe a little bit of cardio. We're going to try to sustain the heat. We're going to try to get that sludge that kind of has sunk into us with this snow quarantine BS up and out. Okay, so get on your mat, have a seat. Comfortable seat. As long as you're comfortable, it doesn't really matter what it looks like. And start to notice that you're breathing. Notice the chest rise up as you inhale. And notice everything kind of sputter towards the ground with the exhale. Start to pay attention to where you are. Allowing the belly to be soft, the shoulders relaxed, the hinge of the jaw soft. And then start to pace the breath. Inhaling for a count of 6, and exhaling for a count of 6. Paying attention to if your mind is very wandery. Maybe your mind continues to leave the mat. Maybe it's hungry. Maybe it's nervous. Maybe it's thinking about the should-bes and would-bes and could-bes. That's okay. That's the human experience. Just gather it back. Have some patience. Good. On the next inhale, draw the breath into that count of 6 and then hold the breath for a count of 6. And then letting it go for 6. Repeating this just about 3 to 4 times. With each retention, try to notice the lung tissue becoming more saturated with oxygen. Try to notice that the legs stay soft and heavy. Try to keep the scalp muscles relaxed, smooth across the forehead. Good. And then release to your normal breath. Take the arms out, flip the palms open, wiggle the fingers, circle the wrists. Good. Palms open. Inhale, lift the fingers to the sky, draw the shoulder blades down the back. Try not to scoop too much through the lumbar spine, so keep the back nice and straight. Don't let the low back curve. Keep reaching through the fingers. Inhale. Exhale, flip the palms out, take it down, interlace the fingers behind the spine, draw the knuckles towards the ground, try to bring the heels of the palms together, lift the heart. On the next exhale, maybe the knuckles come towards the sky, let the head hang. Inhale, lift the head, knuckles to the ground, release the hands, flip the palms, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Interlace the fingers, knuckles towards the ground, lift the heart, fold, knuckles to the sky. Tuck the chin, roll up to a straight spine. Good, release the hands, roll the shoulders. Good, neutral spine. Starting to move towards our breathing exercise of the class, which is going to be Kapalabhati. And it's that rapid exhale through the nose, pressed from the diaphragm. And this is a breath that's super powerful for a lot of physical and energetic reasons. It cleanses out the metabolic waste that sits at the base of our lungs. And when we're talking about sludge removal, you want to start to think about what the hell is that sludge anyways? And anatomically, we want to get all the way to the base of our lungs and press out anything that's just kind of sitting there stagnating so that there's room in our lungs to completely take deep, full breaths, get that oxygen level up and rising and pumping through the body. So this is really good for that. This is also a really nice toner of the internal core muscles, which starts to build that fire. Keep the shoulders soft, face is relaxed. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Inhale. And then begin rapid exhales through the nose, pressed from the diaphragm. Begin. Deep, slow inhale, hold. Man, my voice echoes in here. Wide open mouth, exhale. Second round, right in. Rapid exhales, begin. Deep inhale, hold. Wide open mouth, let it go. Good, wiggle fingers. Circle wrists. Roll the shoulders. Good. Take the right hand to the ground, walk the fingertips away, make sure that the left sit bone stays grounded. You can stay on fingertips or start to bring that elbow down to the mat, reach the left arm over, draw the left shoulder blade into its socket. Inhale, maybe gaze at the elbow crease. Good. On the next exhale, take that left hand to the back of the occipitals, so you're cupping the back of the skull. Close the elbow to the knee, open up. Use the breath. Exhale closes you. Inhale opens you. Start to notice the rotation of the spine and try to really isolate it in the thoracic spine. That's the point of this. When we're talking sludge, sometimes I call it the junk drawer because everything that we don't actually know what to do with, we stash in these muscles, in the neck, in the shoulders, in the trapezius, that upper back area. Very stubborn, persnickety bits. Make sure that you keep that left sit bone grounded. Go slowly enough that you can notice the whole rotation. Next time the elbow is towards the knee, hold. Maybe this is deep enough, and if you're way up here, then just keep the rotation of that upper back and hold here. If you're closer to your knee, maybe you walk that left hand out and reach. Keep the left sit bone grounded. Good, coming back to neutral, roll out the shoulders. Good, walk that left hand out. This is going to be a class where I start to forget body parts because I've spent my whole day with my teenagers in quarantine, okay? So my brain is jello. Maybe you're on your forearm, maybe you're on just with that lifted arm. Take that right arm over. Draw the right shoulder blade down the spine and then let the scapula, the back of the shoulder blade, push the heart up and forward a little bit. Good. From here, cup the occipitals, those bony bits at the back of the skull, elbows pointing towards the ceiling. Close on the exhale. Open on the inhale. The point of this is to start to warm up the muscles and to start to open up those muscles that can kind of jam up. It's not to force it. Gently ask permission from your muscles to move, to open, to let go of some of those worries that get stashed like broken scissors in the junk drawer. Good. Next time you're closed, hold. Maybe you walk that right arm towards that left side, making sure the right sit bone stays grounded. Good, back to center. Roll out the shoulders. Good, and then come into a table position. Stack everything up. Wrists below shoulders, knees below hips. Fingertips are active, so it's like you're trying to hold on to something. Try to make sure that the knuckles at the top of the palm stay grounded the whole time. Start to move through cat and cow. Trying to synchronize it with the breath. The exhale takes you really deeply into cat. The inhale into cow. Reach through the chin as you press into cow. Push the ground away as you press into cat. Good. You can stick with this, and if this feels really sweet and lovely, this is probably what your body is really craving right now, and stick with it. Otherwise, come to forearms. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Open up the fingertips. Every fingertip is white with pressure. Continue to move through cat and cow, and really push the elbows into the ground. And the fingers too, so it's active all the way up from the elbows to the fingertips. And then there's this tiny little bit of energetic pull of the forearms apart. So they're not actually moving, but if you draw the forearms energetically apart, it changes the way it feels in the shoulders. Sludge be gone. Keep breathing. Keep reaching through the chin, extend through the throat, and then really push the chin in and up into the chest as you press into the modified cat. Good, if you stuck it out on your wrists here and you haven't come onto forearms yet, get down onto your forearms. And then neutral spine on your forearms. Fingertips are active, step both feet back, forearm plank. Deep breath here. Wag out your tail for a moment, shimmy through the ankles and heels. Inhale. Open mouth, holding still, exhale. Inhale. Slowly lower the knees, unravel the toes. On the exhale, hips to heels, child's. Sway through the shoulders. Good. Walk the fingertips forward, slide the chest forward, up and through, cobra. Lift the hands away from the mat. Push the tops of the feet really dynamically down into the ground so that you know that you're grounded on the low body. Roll out the shoulders. And if you know that you are, I mean, we're all asymmetrical, but if you know if you have like a shoulder injury or you're always carrying your purse on one side or whatever, although who the hell's carrying a purse right now? None of us are going anywhere. Either way, if you know you're asymmetrical, take one shoulder at a time and give each shoulder a chance to respond appropriately and not just be carried by the dominant shoulder. Maybe wiggle out the fingers. Good, hands underneath or right beside the ribs. Tuck the toes, move through bent knees, downward dog. Let the head hang. Reach through the heels, push into the fingertips. Get to know your downward dog for a moment. Let the breath be moving in the belly. Maybe rock forward and back on the feet. Good, walk the hands all the way back to the feet. Make sure that the feet are at least hips width or even wider. Bend the knees deeply, ragdoll. Rock your weight towards the toes. Notice that the neck is long. Tuck the chin into the chest. Start to roll up slowly. Boom, by boom, by boom, by boom. Roll out the shoulders. Good. Heel toe the feet so that they're directly under the hips. Wide enough that you feel stable, but not super wide. Take the fingertips up to the sky. Deep inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, throw the fingers to the back of the mat. Inhale up. Exhale, throw. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, throw. Good, stay down, walk the hands forward. Downward dog. Wag the tail. Good, anchor that left foot, reach the right toes to the sky. Reach, reach, reach. Right hip point stays pointing towards the mat. Flex through the heel, all 5 toes on that flying foot are facing the ground. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knee. Slowly, 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 rocking that knee forward towards the nose. That's a direction. You don't have to actually touch your nose with your knee. Send the heel back to the sky. Again, knee to nose. Back to the sky. Knee to nose. Back to the sky. Bend the knee. This time, try to take it to the left elbow. Try to keep both hip points facing the ground so you're not opening. Send it right back. Same thing again. Knee, right knee to left elbow. Send it back. Again. Send it back. Stay up there. Inhale. Bend the flying knee. Open up that hip. Circle the knee. And then zip the knee forward. Step the foot between the hands. Nuzzle that left knee down to the ground. Make sure that your feet are hips width apart. You can keep that back toe tucked, or you can lower onto the top of the foot. Press into the heel of this front foot. So if we push into our toes, it activates the quadricep. If we push into the heel, we activate the hamstring. And right now we want to build that support on the bottom of the leg. So press into the heel, begin to hover the fingers, roll the shoulders. Good. Make sure that that back knee is comfortable. You can always fold your mat so that there's more support. Put a blanket under there. Good. Inhale, fingers come up towards the sky. Exhale, fingers go to the back of the mat, heart forward. Inhale up. Exhale, reach back. Inhale up. Exhale, goalpost arms. Elbows to the back of the mat. Press the shoulder blades into the heart. Good. Right hand, right knee, left hand to the ground. Spin through the ribs so that the navel faces the inner right thigh. Keep breathing. Maybe you gaze over that right shoulder, maybe not. Think about that compression that you're building. Palm to the top of the leg. Use that as leverage to rotate through the whole spine. Good. Release. Right hand down to the ground. Lift the back knee. Heel toe this foot back. Plank position. Deep breath in plank. Notice the shoulders active. Every single finger has a job. hold here, or left forearm, right forearm, forearm plank. Holding your forearm plank, noticing the integrity of your spine, drawing the pelvic floor to the navel and the navel to the backbone. Good. From here, rock to the outer edge of the right foot. You can leave that left toe down or start to stack it on top of the right. Left hand comes to the left hip or to the sky, or you can keep the fingertips down on the mat for leverage. Open up the flying fingers if they're flying, and try to get that right hip as far away from the mat as you can. Inhale. Exhale, unravel back onto that forearm plank. Tops of the feet come down to the mat, the knees, the quadriceps, the hips, the navel. Draw the elbows back as the heart comes forward, Sphinx pose. Maybe even lift the floating ribs away from the ground a little bit more. Think about the shoulder blades pressing the heart forward. Inhale. Wide open mouth. Exhale. Chin to chest. Lift the belly. Lift the hips. Lift the quads, the knees, tuck the toes, forearm plank. Deep breath. Good. Start to rock to that left side. Maybe you stay here with that right foot grounded. Maybe you stack the right foot. Maybe you take the right hand to the right hip. Or maybe you take the right hand to the sky. Think about the push of the forearm. Lift the hip away from the mat. Inhale. Keep reaching. Exhale. Open up the flying fingers if they're flying. Good. Slowly come back into forearm plank. Come to the tops of the feet, the ankles, the hips. Press the heart through the forearms. Breathe. Deepest inhale you can find. Open mouth, exhale. Good. Come back to plank slowly. So you're lifting your body and then coming to the right wrist and the left wrist. Plank position. Push the ground away. Deep breath. Good. Rock forward on the balls of the feet. Elbows right into the ribs. Chaturanga. With or without knees there. Cobra. Downward dog. Wang the tail. Walk the hands slowly back to the feet. Take the feet at least hips width or wider. Roll the shoulders, nod the head, yes and no. Give yourself a little bit of movement in the spine. Maybe you grab opposite elbows, maybe you're swaying, maybe you're just drifting up and down. Give yourself something that feels like a release. Remember, if the whole idea is to start to dislodge the sludge, you're looking for something that feels more intuitive. You're not going to overthink it, because every time you overthink it, thus making more sludge. We're trying to de-sludge, not sludgeify. Good. Tuck the chin, nice and slow, roll up, bone by bone. Roll your shoulders. Get to know the sensation in your feet. Walk them so that they're right under the hips. Not too wide. Good. Fingers to the sky, shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, throw. Inhale up. Exhale, throw. Inhale up. Exhale, throw. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, throw. Good. Stay down, lock hands forward, downward dog. This is when I would be asking one of my students what side we did first. This is not my strong suit. Lefts and rights are the hardest part of yoga. Pretty sure it's left leg up here. If you're at home and you're like, no, Beth, nope, it's not, then do what's right. Trust yourself. Left leg goes up to the sky. Reach, flex through the heel. So all of the toes are pointing towards the mat. Keep in mind that when we're doing this, the opposite armpit might sag. Try to keep both armpits level. Good, bend the knee. Slowly guide it forward towards the nose. We're moving slowly here. With reason. We're trying to notice the strength. We're trying to move in a way, knee to nose, that keeps it articulate and conscious to protect the spine and to get a little stronger in the stabilizer muscles in the shoulders and the belly. Good. Next time, try to bring it to the opposite elbow without opening up through the hip. So both hip points stay pointing towards the mat. Take it back up. And again. Good, take it up. This time, open up the hip. Let the knee bend, circle out the hip. I was totally right, it is the left side we're doing. Yay. Good. Step that foot slowly between the hands. Drop that back knee down. Try to remember not to punish yourself here. So if this knee needs some support, slide something under it, or you can always fold up the mat like that. Good. Start to rise up, roll out the shoulders. Think about that left hip coming into its socket. Push into that front heel, and that should support you on your hamstring and let you lift up out of the waist. Good, fingertips out. Exhale, fingers to the back of the room. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, stay up. Press into both feet. Exhale, goalpost arms, cactus arms. Draw the elbows to the back. Draw the shoulder blades down and then push the heart forward. Push so hard into the top of that back foot that it's like you're trying to lift your knee away from the ground. Breathe. Good, slowly release. Right hand down, left hand to the left knee. Think about the length of your spine first. So it's not enough to just twist, because what we'll do is twist into our favorite part of the spine. Find length in your spine first. Think about the start of the spine at the base. Go all the way up in your mind to the base of the skull and twist once the spine is long. Breathe. Navel to spine. Notice where you're feeling the twist. Ask yourself if you're breathing. Try to find more depth with each breath. Good. Slowly release. Taking the hands down, tucking the back toe, heel toeing that left foot all the way over, and then back, plank position. Deep breath. Good. Right forearm, left forearm, forearm plank. Fingertips are active, elbows are active. So you can stay here, and if this work gets to be just a little bit too hot, a little too much heat starting to pulse through the body, drop the knees here. And there's always child's pose. So if you're here and you're like, there's sludge, I can feel it, it is fighting back against this heat, and I need the heat to win. Then let's grow the heat a little bit. Take the right hip point, take it just half of the way down the mat, take it through center, left side. Try to keep everything else still. Act like you have nothing but patience for this work. And know that it will not last forever. But notice the heat and where it's growing. And think about how that sense of being alive, even though it's not like sitting on a beach float kind of alive. It's more like running a marathon kind of alive, but it's being alive nonetheless. It's not that swamp sludge, that sink like a rock to the bottom kind of sludgy feeling. Good. And then hold. 5, 4, push the forearms down. 3, reach through the heels. 2, 1, tops of the feet. Come through Sphinx pose. Draw the elbows back, heart forward. Inhale. Hold that breath. Open mouth, exhale. Tuck the chin, back to forearm plank. Deep breath. This time rocking to the left side first. Coming to the outer edge of the left foot, this time taking the right foot halfway up the mat so the toes are facing the right wide edge of the mat. Deep breath here, right hand to the right hip. You can take, if you really want to get your heart rate up higher, then take the hand to the sky. That's not the priority for me right now. You can have your hand on the hip if you are like me. Take that hip as far down as you can until you start to feel the stretch on the outer edge of this right hip. Push that heel deeper into the ground, that right heel, and then lift as high as you can, and then down, and then up, and then down. One more time, up, and then down. This is getting some sludge out of the outer edge of the hip, the T-band area. Good. Step that right foot back, forearm plank. Come to the tops of the feet, the hips, the belly. Press the heart forward, elbows back, Sphinx. Open mouth, exhale. Tuck the chin, forearm plank. Opposite side. So you're on the outer edge of that right foot. Make sure that the elbow is right underneath the shoulder. Kickstand. So the left foot is about halfway up the mat. The further you bring it up, the deeper that stretch on the outer hip will be. Customize it according to you. And then arm is up or on the hip. Take the hip down. And as high as you can get it, take it down. And then high. Keep breathing. Notice where the heat is. It's probably a stupid thing to say, because this kind of heat is pretty obvious. You don't have to stop to notice it. Keep breathing. Good. And then step that foot back. Forearm comes down. Tops of the feet, hips, belly, all touch the mat. Drag the heart through the arms. Anchor the fingertips like you're holding on to a ball. So you're pressing the fingers down. Draw the elbows back. Inhale. Hold the breath. Open mouth, exhale. If you're feeling a very deep back bend here, stay where you are. If you feel like it's not quite scratching the edge, walk the hands slightly forward. Lift the forearms. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Good. All the way back. Down dog. So what is the sludge? The sludge might be the chips that you ate while you were binge watching Netflix. Sludge might be the disappointment from the event you had planned that got canceled. The sludge might be guilt for how you kind of don't love all the extra time you're having with your family. And I know part of you really does. I do. But then there's moments where it's like, man, I like silence. And I feel guilty about wanting my kids to just shh. The sludge might be something from the past, far predating anything quarantine related. The sludge might be fear, doubt, baggage of any physical, energetic, emotional variety. The sludge could be a bunch of things all together, like a freaking trash pile, a landfill, and we want to shake it loose. We want to give ourselves permission to let it kind of fly off. Walk the hands slowly back to the feet. Roll out the shoulders. Make sure the feet are hips width or wider. Take ragdoll. If you know that you're a type A person, your weight's probably on your heels right now. Rock your weight towards your toes. Bend your knees really deeply. This is not about the hamstrings in this situation. Although you might feel them, and that's fine. It's about opening space in the spine. So roll out the shoulders. Nod the head yes and no. This is a great opportunity to open your mouth really wide, even sticking your tongue out as far as you can get it. Lots of sludge gets stuck in our throats. 2 more breaths here. Finding the discipline to rock your weight forward. Finding the discipline to keep your neck long. And keeping your mind on the sensations that are here. Good. Tuck the chin deeply into the chest, as slowly as you possibly can. The slowest you have ever rolled up from a ragdoll. Take your time. Boom. Level. Notice as you come up. Keep the bend in the knees as you go. Don't keep your back safe. Your head should be the very last thing that unrolls. And then keeping your stance wide, flip the palms open. People keep walking by and it's like, there's a chick doing yoga alone in a room talking to herself, I'm just going to choose to embrace it. Heel toe your feet right under hips. Pelvic floor to navel. So that mula bandha, nice and strong. Side belly into midline. So all of a sudden, the standing posture starts to get a little bit more awake. You're kind of on notice that something exciting might happen. Okay, so at this point we've been doing these guys, right? So we're going to do that, but we're going to do that in a way that encourages us to be a little bit less trepidatious with our bodies. If you are kind of in the market for trepidation today, you can skip it and you can do the throws. What I want you to really think about is think about throwing the energy off the fingers. And if you can really get into it, just give yourself that little leash to get into it and imagine that the energy and the space around you is just being cleared. Like you're just throwing that shit away. The sludge is leaving. Okay, so the extra challenge. I always kind of trip and fall when I do this, so that might happen. Inhale, lift up on the toes. Exhale, heels come down, throw. Inhale, up on the toes. Exhale, throw. Inhale. See? Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time and stay. Inhale, up. Keeping the heels up. Hold. Shoulder blades slide down the spine. And then slide the hands to the heart, keeping the heels lifted if you can. Bend in the knees. Awkward pose. It's called awkward for a reason. Shoulders draw down the spine. Imagine the inner thighs pulling in towards the midline. Keeping the heels lifted. Sink a little deeper. Listen to your knees. Don't go any further than your knees think is a good idea. Make sure the tailbone's pointing down. One more breath. Good. Heels slowly like you're not in a hurry all the way down. Forward fold. Deep. Good. Walk forward. Your hands forward. Sorry. Downward dog. Right foot to the sky. All 5 toes pointing down. Heel towards the ceiling. Bend the knee forward towards the nose. Push the heel up. Bend the knee forward towards the nose. Push the heel up. Bend the knee forward, this time towards the opposite elbow. And this time, kick this right leg all the way through. So you're on the outer blade of that right foot. Start to roll until to the arch of the left foot. And then take that left hand up, fallen star. Staying here, or dip the hip down, lift up, down, up. Keep breathing. One more time. Get the hip as far away from the ground as you can and then close it up. So that left hand comes down, rock back onto the ball of the right foot. Bend the knee, send the right foot up towards the sky, wiggle the toes, circle the ankle. Bend that flying leg, let the heel pull and the hip open, circle the knee. Good. Take this flying leg, cross it behind the standing leg, rock slowly forward into a 3-limbed plank. So you're unraveling your spine. Deep breath. Maybe you get here, you know where I'm going, you're like, oh hell no, you take your foot back, you do the whole plank thing in a regular old way. Otherwise, 3-limbed chaturanga. Breathe. 3-limbed cobra. Inhale. Exhale, tucking that back toe all the way back up. Downward dog. Right leg goes back to the sky. Wiggle the toes. Good. Right foot comes back down. Downward dog. Wag the tail. Good. Left leg goes towards the sky. Heel is trying to hit the ceiling. Toes towards the ground. Even balance of weight between both hands, armpits level. Bend the knee, float it forward towards the nose. Send the heel back. Bend the knee forward towards the nose. Send it back. Bend the knee forward towards the nose. Send it back. This time is when you cross the elbow to the opposite. See, I said elbow, it's knee. Cross the knee to the opposite elbow. Thread the leg through. Outer blade of that left foot. Inner arch of the right. Send that right arm to the sky. Falling star. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you drop the hip down and lift it up. Use your side belly. Think about the strength of the center of your belly. Breathe. Put the exhale where it feels the most challenging. Good, close it up. Right hand down. Spin on the right ball of the foot. Left foot goes to the sky. Float the flying leg. Cross it behind the standing ankle. Slowly roll the spine forward. Deep inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Cobra. Downward dog. Left leg goes back to the sky. Open up the hip, knee bends. Circle up the knee, wiggle the toes. Circle the ankle. Good. Left leg goes back down, downward dog. Walk the hands slowly back to the feet. Take the feet wider than the hips. Right up. Deep breath. Think about the crown of the head. Imagine that it weighs 10,000 pounds. Draw the shoulder blades to the tailbone. Rock the weight to the toes. Madhurasana. Tuck the chin deeply into the chest. With awareness, with appreciation for the sensation, take it slow. Stack the bones. With the same energy that you let the crown of the head drop towards the ground, imagine it rising towards the ceiling. Taking a hand to the heart, taking a hand to the belly, noticing the breath and blood moving in your body. Letting the hands come down, rolling out the shoulders, making the feet about hips width apart. Inhaling the arms overhead. On the exhale, throwing the fingers to the back of the room, bending the knees, holding here. Interlace the fingers, draw the knuckles towards the sky, start to move the legs towards straight. Head is heavy. Maybe some movement is in order, and then just kind of willow through the fingers, maybe draw a crazy 8 up there, or a back and forth, or circle, write your name. Good, and then release the arms and walk the hands back to a downward dog. Last challenge of this short little love note to our bodies. If you'd rather hold in a downward dog or a child's, please do listen to your body. Otherwise, right leg up. Bend the flying knee. This time, take it to the same side elbow. Send it back. Bend the knee, same side elbow. This time, try to bring the outer blade of the foot up like you're a dog lifting its leg. Send it up. Good, keeping with this, or maybe you add in a chaturanga. So as the knee comes towards the tricep, you dip the elbows into the ribs and come down. This is definitely a lot. You can stay with this, or next time you're forward in the chaturanga, lift up Ekapada. Maybe you do that more than once. Maybe once as you're seen. Maybe you're holding. And then everyone's gonna meet.
meet in a downward dog and breathe. Slowly lower knees, sit back on heels, circle wrists. Good. For a moment, mentally write down on a little imaginary piece of scrap paper your biggest piece of sludge for the day. It could be the dog keeps eating the garbage. Could be my husband snores. It could be the whatever, you get it. Write it down on with an imaginary pen, on an imaginary little piece of paper. This is sludge. This is what I want to burn. Good. Now on the second side of this, I want you to light the fire that burns the crap out of that paper. Come on, down. If you're not really into visualizing imaginary scrap paper, then just feel your body, and that's enough of a sludge remover. Take the leg up, same side, armpit, tricep area. Don't just fling the leg. Use a sense of articulation, and that is what will prime the muscles for the arm balance. Maybe start to come down into chaturanga. Good. Adding your accopada if and when you want. Don't let the pursuit of accopada add more sludge. This is a journey. This is about muscle memory. This is about bravery. This is not about perfectionism. Keep breathing. And then everyone's going to meet in downward dog. Slowly drop the knees, hips to heels, child's. 3 breaths here. Good, and then tucking the chin into the chest and coming to a high kneel. If you have some dramatic major camel in you that you really want to get into, go for it. I'm going to walk you through a highly modified camel, and that's just to open up the front of the body and to feel that sense of chest opening and breath in our lungs at the front. So taking the hands to the low back, heels of the palms press in, fingers slide up in like they're going into jean pockets. Tuck the toes. Think about the pelvic bone coming forward, and then think about the navel lifting up, and then the diaphragm lifting up, and then the ribs lifting up, and think about it all about lifting up, not falling back. Lift up, 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 and then as you get to your highest, then maybe you start to roll ever so slightly back, and then breathe. And if you have a wild head throw, wild abandon head throw, when you do it. But if that compresses your cervical spine, then just press your chin forward and notice and enjoy the front of the body, breathing and opening, extending. Taking your time, slowly coming out of it, spinning your legs around, and coming down onto the back. Taking your legs long, arms alongside the body. Slowly draw the knees into the chest and circle the knees. And then taking the legs long again. Noticing maybe you're more comfortable with knees bent. If your knees are bent, turn the toes in towards the midline, take the heels a little wider, collapse the knees in towards one another. Otherwise, legs long. And then begin to take breaths like your whole body is a set of lungs. Imagine the air going in through the nostrils and down to both feet and the edges of both fingers, both sets of fingers. And then on the exhale, gather the breath up from there and out. Inhaling out to the edges. Exhaling from the edges in and out. Inhaling out to the edges. Exhaling out from the edges all the way in and up through the nose. Allowing your skin to soften away from the muscle. Allowing your muscle to soften away from the bone. Allowing your breath to be easy. And allowing sensations in your body to be your priority. Nothing else. The rise and fall of the breath. The sensation of your skin. Just for a few moments, let this be your singular focus. Feeling every bone in the body supported. Noticing the work drift away. And noticing what your body feels like at rest. And then taking as deep of an inhale as you can find and hold it. Opening the mouth up wide, letting the breath go. And then inhale the arms overhead, reach fingers away from toes, start to pulse and reach and extend. Circle wrists and circle ankles. Drawing the knees into the chest, rocking onto the right side into a fetal position. And then pressing yourself up to sit. Taking a moment here to soften the belly and relax the legs. Reasserting to yourself that you're not in a hurry. And then bringing your hands to your heart. May the kindness we wish to see in this world begin with the kindness we extend to ourselves. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. It's the first time I said that in this room. It felt pretty good. Can't wait to have you guys here while I'm saying it. Love y'all.